Hello everyone, my name is Zhou and I'm honored to present my research. The title of my paper is Revitalizing Heritage Tactics Analysis and Design Translation of Jiangxi Lacquerware in the context of countertourism. Next, I will begin by introducing the background of this study. This part consists of 6 main sections: introduction, research objectives, literature review, research methods, research results, and discussion and conclusions. First, let's look at the introduction. Jiangxi is one of China's major birthplaces of lacquer art and boasts rich cultural essence in lacquer, with the 3 regions of Yichun, Poyang, and Jian being the most representative. However, against the backdrop of the integration of culture and tourism, Jiangxi Lacquerware also faced several changes, such as complex craftsmanship, high production costs, limited product of functional, and homogenized designs, making it difficult to meet the needs of modern concepts. Therefore, this study aims to better integration traditional local country into modern country and creative practices through the method of design translation. Based on this research context, this study grasps the following 2 research objectives. Based on this research context, this study plots the following 2 research objectives. This study has 2 main objectives. First, to analyze the artistic characteristics of Jiangxi lacquer in terms of form, color, and patterns. Second, is to explore strategies for incorporation traditional lacquer embeds into the design of mother country and creative products. To achieve these 2 objectives, we first conducted a literature review of relevant studies. This review of the literature and thus explain let's have focused on historical development, regional country, and traditionally craftsmanship of Jiangxi lacquer. In recent years, there has also been growing attention on the modern design interpretation of individual country heritage. However, 3 shortcomings remains. First, a lack of systematic character of directive marketization. Second, the best of a complex framework for design, interpretation, and third, insufficient in research on country and creative application in the context of the integration of country and tourism. Therefore, this study has established a design framework comprehension and modification, design adaptation, country and creative applications. So, based on the research of questions outlined above, this study is a mixed message approach. This study employs a mixed message approach. The qualitative components included literature review, field research at museums and expert interviews. The qualitative complement involved a questionnaire such of 385 visitors and 10 experts were invited to participate in the Bali location. Finally, the data were organized and validated using thematic analysis and statistic analysis. Building on this, the main findings of this study are presented below. First, this study analyzed the Lagrangian classmanship characteristics of Jiangxi Lacquerware and identified three major distinctive craftsmanship systems: Yichun, Poyang, and Jian. In further establishments and classification themes for Jiangxi Lacquerware patterns and summarize for the Western characteristics and the country connection of different parties. In addition, the study identified a color system of Jiangxi Lacquerware characterized by jet black, one mellow and guided essence. Based on this, the patterns of Jiangxi Lacquerware were further classified. Through analysis, this study cuts the patterns forced on Jiangxi Lacquerware into 5 major categories: animals and birds, clothes, geometry, plant motifs, and figurative motifs. This classification provides a foundation for subsequent pattern expectation and design adaptation. In addition to analyzing traditional patterns, this study also conducted design research by encoding user needs. Completing preliminary testing and expert interviews, this study identified 4 core design requirements functionally country in the same group, which means seamless and productive per FT. Based on these requirements, this study progressed a 3-stage design translation progress: pattern execution, design reconstruction, and product application to facilitate the transformation of traditional country resources into modern country and creative products. Finally, I will summarize this study. This study simply magnified analyzed the regional cluster matrices, the correlated patterns, and the color axis of Jiangxi Lacquerware, and the development of design translation framework for Jiangxi Lacquerware, providing new insight for the inviting and of in modern country and creative products. Of course, this study also has a country limited. The country design framework is based on literature reviews, museum research, and preliminary test results. In the future, we will first apply and design framework by introducing formal questions or basis. That concludes my presentations. Thank you.